Pawn b4 from Magnus in this title Tuesday game. 23rd of March, early edition, his opponent, the Blitz Beast, Sergei Zhigalko. What are we calling this one? Well, the Polish opening, also known as the orangutan, because Tartakower, a Polish chess player back in the day, was once inspired at the Bronx Zoo by an orangutan called Susan. What a lady she was. Now, in response, we see e5 immediately attacking this pawn, and we get this beautiful miniature from here. Magnus giving the lady for a stunning final combination. Shades of Fischer. So bishop b2 now played, counter attack on e5, and normally black takes here or defends the pawn one way or the other, but e4 played and it looks a little bit dodgy because you open the bishop on b2. So a3 from Magnus defending the pawn, knight f6 developing, e3, d5 takes the center, black slightly better already, equalized, look at the central control here, and so Magnus now strikes back with the explosive c4. The computer screaming for a5 here, trying to undermine this pawn chain. Do you advance, weaken the c5 square? But not played, the calm and cool bishop e7 instead, but now Magnus takes, and there's a bit of a problem. If knight takes, the bishop's opened up, so queen takes, but now knight c3, picking up a tempo, and already white is right back in it, more than equalized and with the advantage. Now d3 looking very natural here, but f3 played by Magnus instead. Castles, pawn takes, knight takes, we get this liquidation, all those going into the blender. Why is this not so precise? Well, if we look at the pawn structure, Magnus now has 3 pawn islands versus Sergei's 2, and he's weakened his king. But why is he doing this? Obviously he knows that stuff. Well, it imbalances the game, right? So a5 now played. The pawn kicks on to b5 and knight d7. This is one of the points of inserting this lot first. Now the knight gets access to c5. So rook c1 from Magnus, eyeballing c7, barreling down that half open file. Bishop d6 covers, bishop e2 developing, knight c5, and now Magnus, to my surprise here, does not go d4 to boot away the knight and also cover the d3 square a couple of times, stop knight d3. He just castles, allowing knight d3, whereupon he'd have to give up the light squared bishop. But Sergei doesn't play it. No clue why. He instead goes bishop d7. But now Magnus gets rook c4. Epic lift into the game here. We get queen e7 played and queen c2. Not only pressuring down this file, but look at the attacking ideas on the way here. Rook ae8 played. a4 inserted, not strictly necessary. Maybe Magnus looking for bishop a3 in future. We get bishop e6, hitting the rook, but it encourages it to this very aggressive square. Now g6 looks far and away the most natural, right? But Sergei goes f5, a way more aggressive move, lifting the kilt to the king, but the bishop is covering, whoops, not like a knight, like a bishop. And now g3 from Magnus was met by bishop d5, coming onto the newly weakened diagonal, bishop c4 therefore, and after takes, queen takes with check. There's a massive problem after what Sergei plays. You can block this check with knight e6, rook f7 and bok, or sidestep the king. But what you mustn't do is queen to e6. It looks so natural, but it walks into a devastating tactic. Magnus finds it, of course he does. What a little miniature here. Test your attacking skills, and do of course smash subscribe if you love these Blitz Title Tuesday games. We're cracking on with the show here. Well done if you found the move. It's the stunning rook takes on h7, sacking an entire queen which is taken. But what if you just take the rook which is offered? Well, now knight g5 check. This is the point. You go to Forktown, population Sergei, king goes, that's a 1 game. So that's why no captures. Queen takes on c4 played. What's the follow-up move here? Well, of course, it's rook takes on g7. And now this piece, the sniper that was developed so early in this opening, how could it have much more of an impact here, stumbling on my words, than what you see right now? Just beautiful. The king's got to go to the corner, and now the rook retreats, and you're instantly winning back that queen. What to do? The diagonal's blocked here, and now Magnus immediately takes. You could also take first with check, but he goes for this one, and we see resignation, because what to do? Sure, you can take here, but then the knight drops, pawn attacked, defended, attacked again, rook moves, and then another pawn drops. I mean, you're 3 pawns down, king exposed, you're getting crushed, nothing left to play for. Lovely little miniature by Magnus Carlsen, and if you want to get into a juicy epic chess game, a nice long battle, then check out the video on screen next for that one.